For our first game of Thanksgiving, we've got the Houston Texans at the Detroit Lions. And wow, this is great. We have a pretty bad Thanksgiving game. And we've got this game between a former coach and the current head coach. One in Bill O'Brien, who decided to trade DeAndre Hopkins for nachos with a side of cheese. And another one in Matt Patricia. And all he's got to show for is a chewed up pencil in Detroit. So basically, we've got these two franchises suffering from two coaches who have ran their franchises into the ground, and this is going to be a pretty bad game. So for Houston, they've got Deshaun Watson. He's a beast. He's got 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's passing, he's running. Houston has no running in, so he's doing the running for them. And I think that he's going to have a huge day today against the Lions. The Lions are ranked 25th against the pass and 30th against the run. So I think Deshaun Watson's going to do it all. He's going to pass against them and he's going to run against them. And meanwhile, for Detroit, I have no faith in them. I don't think Matthew Stafford's good anymore. Although the Texans are, they're not great against the pass, but I don't think the Lions can take advantage of that. I've got the Texans 31-20. On the second game of Thanksgiving, we've got the 3-7 Washington football team facing the 3-7 Dallas Cowboys for first place in the division at the moment. And I really thought Thanksgiving would have two pretty boring games after the Ravens and Steelers are postponed, but I think this game's going to be pretty good. We've got two average teams, and as much as I like to piss off the Cowboys, and as you saw in my recap, I didn't think the Cowboys were good. Even after their win of Minnesota, I think I may have been a little clouded. They did have a pretty good game offensively. Andy Dalton had 203 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick for 104 passer rating, but he did do it on 32 attempts, which makes 7 yards an attempt, which is kind of low. But Ezekiel Elliott finally got on track. He got a 100-yard rushing game with just about 5 yards per carry, which I think is pretty good. But what I see an advantage for Washington is they did face off earlier this year, and Washington has one of the best defenses in the NFL, and they proved it in Week 7 against the Dallas Cowboys. Andy Dalton was just 9 for 19 for 75 yards and a pick for a 36.1 passer rating before leaving with a concussion, while Ezekiel Elliott just had 12 rushes for 45 yards as they fell behind, and Washington pretty much dominated. I believe they won by at least 20 points. And really, when it comes to stats, Washington is clearly better in defense. They're 6th in total yards per game, averaging just 315 to 316 allowed, while Dallas is 24th yards against. Dallas is one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. They're next to last, and Washington's got an average rush defense. But I think the difference in the game will be the Washington defense versus Dallas offense. Can Dallas replicate their success against the stout Washington defense? And I think it'll be a pretty close game, but I got the upset. I think the Washington football team will win. I think they'll beat the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 24-20. I think it's going to be pretty close. But I think the Washington football team, of all teams, are going to take first place in the division at the moment. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to HB Sports if you enjoy NFL predictions.